Okay, this is Richardpaulhobbs@gmail.com. I'm inside the van that God had someone give to me 6 months ago. And now, after it was stuck for 4 months, they give it back to me. Now, you can see the rest of it on each of my many many videos on this website, on this YouTube channel. This is Royal Auto Center, Front Royal, Virginia, and I'm sorry I didn't make a picture of this when I had it before it got ruined from sitting in this tray here. It got grease on it or water or something that makes these modern receipts fall apart. I hope we can still see the basic information here. I think we can. You can just see it. This was wonderful. I got this gas for $1. Let's see if I can see it here. Should right on that bench it just say $1.50.9. That's you can see the 5. They got a line going through it because the paper's crinkled. And what I end up spending was about $25 or $26, I think. It must have been 25. I gave her a 20 and a 5. And this was at 601 North Royal Avenue or Street in Front Royal, Virginia. And it was on 3/18/20 around 9:19 in the morning. I spent the night there. I had to ride over to the other 7-Eleven to have access to something that would be open all night, because I'm having trouble with my bowels and having to use the restroom. It's been a difficult experience. But now this was very interesting, because the lady who was there in the morning and helped me, she seemed to be knowledgeable of the company. And she said that her company only charged 4 cents a gallon more than what they bought their oil for. And she said that her company was getting its gas from the same distributor every other company in that town was getting it from. And they're all charging much higher prices than they were. And she said they only add 4 cents a gallon because to add more than that can be considered price gouging, which is against the law to do at any time, especially when there's a crisis going on. And she said they didn't want to have to pay the $20,000 fine they could get for doing it. And so the other stations were charging $1.79. Some were charging over $2. They were all different prices. So we're getting the idea that one thing that's happening during this coronavirus time is that the local gas stations are able to gouge people on the prices of gas. And it also shows that they've been gouging us in most cases for a long time. And I can understand that stations might need to get more than 4 cents a gallon, but they shouldn't be getting, 50 cents a gallon. So I don't know. Anyway, now I have driven. I've had days go by. It's now the 24th, I think, or the 25th of March. I went down to other places, went through Harrisonburg and Salem and Virginia, and then I went down into Tennessee, and then I realized I had wanted to try to come to see this Ark Encounter, which now it's 10 o'clock in the morning on I believe it's a Tuesday, but I don't really know what day it is. I'm losing track of dates going to all these things. And this is a church called Mount Something, which is around the back roads into this Ark Encounter. And if I had to guess, I'm going to guess that this church has some connection to this Ark Encounter. Seems like a new church. I imagine it's a sizable congregation. Puts me in mind a little bit of the church in Ohio that I used to go to with the Hobarts. It was a nice church too, but well, anyway, it's a difficulty for me because I'm not a child molester. I'm not a homosexual. People think I am, and it makes trouble for me. I do know what it's like to be a person that's accused of something they didn't do and hated and treated with prejudice. And I've been treated with that prejudice by one of the supposedly most wonderful churches in the country, which is Riverside Church in the city of New York. But they're bigots. I learned more about bigotry from the treatment I got from Dr. Forbes, James Forbes Jr., and Dr. Livingston, or Reverend Livingston. Those two gentlemen treated me in very ungodly ways. They treated me with prejudice, and I have a lot of it documented. And several times they tried to have me thrown out of my church, the church that I say my family was involved with since it started, and we were. The next door neighbors to ours, my grandparents, Miss Renton, she was the secretary to Harry Emerson Fosdick, and she was involved in that from the very beginning. But I don't get treated that well, and I don't, but all right, I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying what happens. And here I am today in the Ark Encounter, but it's closed because of the coronavirus. And I'm sorry I came up this way. I want to go south, and I had to come back up north a little bit of a ways to be here. I'm not going to go north to the Creation Science Museum today. If I see it, it'll be on the way back after I finish going south. I'm trying to figure out what Jesus has to do with me. I'm going to be in trouble because I'll fail to return these 4 telescopes. I thought I was buying telescopes and other things, and I'd find a place where I could go and sell them and try to make my gas money. So I don't have any income that I can count on, and I've got the best income I've had in my life, but I don't really have enough. But I have more than enough. I have more than most people on the earth, and I know that the job that I have is to help other people. And I'll tell you, I don't know what's going on, but I think I know what's going on. We got a scam going on in this country. It's from arrogance and it's from ignorance. That's what the left wing does, and that's what the right wing does. They're full of arrogance and they're full of ignorance. I'm probably arrogant and ignorant too, but I know things. I know lots of things. I know that vitamin C used in mega doses will effectively kill any viral infection. And we don't have to worry about any of these things. And I don't understand why our medical community doesn't even want to give any credit to the idea that vitamin C is a cure-all for all these viral infections and any kind of antibiotic it needs. Vitamin C will work. It'll never become, the things it attacks will never become immune to it. But the Chinese have successfully attacked this country with a viral infection. They've been doing it for a long time. They're an atheist country. They're an antichrist country. So are the Russians. So are most countries, including the United States. And yet the United States was created by God in Jesus for the benefit of anyone who wants to believe in Jesus. But we need to believe in him. And we're mostly liars in this country. But I can't say that anyone else is a liar except myself. I know I'm a liar because I've heard myself lie. Now, you can look at the rest of our videos. Dear God, Creator God in heaven, please teach us how to get to heaven. Teach us your truth. Amen.